Hello, students. Today we're going to learn about a major event in Indian history, the Revolt of 1857, also known as India's First War of Independence. Different people have different views on it. British historians called it a sepoy mutiny. Indian historians described it as a national revolt, and Veer Savarkar called it the First War of Indian Independence. Even though it didn't succeed, it planted the seed of Indian nationalism. Let's first understand the political reasons behind the revolt. The doctrine of lapse, introduced by Lord Dalhousie, stated that if an Indian ruler died without a male heir, the British would annex the kingdom. Many kingdoms like Satara, Jhansi, Nagpur, and Udaipur were taken under this policy. In 1856, Awadh was annexed on the pretext of misgovernance. This shocked the people. Also, the British announced that Bahadur Shah Zafar would not be succeeded by his heirs. This was a direct insult to the once great Mughal dynasty. Economically, the British had introduced high land taxes through systems like the permanent settlement and Mahalwari system, which ruined farmers. Our local handicrafts and artisans were destroyed by British machine-made goods. Soldiers and zamindars lost income after annexations and disbandment of armies. These economic policies left many Indians angry, unemployed, and resentful. Now let's look at the social and religious factors. The British introduced reforms like abolition of sati and widow remarriage. While progressive, many traditional Indians felt threatened. Missionary activities also increased. People feared that the British were trying to convert Indians to Christianity. There was also racial discrimination. Indians were treated unfairly in jobs, courts, and public spaces. Now, the army, Indian sepoys formed the bulk of the British forces, but they were poorly paid and treated as inferior. In 1856, the General Service Enlistment Act required sepoys to travel overseas. This was a big issue for high caste Hindus because of the Kalapani taboo.
Sir, may I ask a question?
Yes, go ahead.
Why was crossing the sea such a big deal?
Good question. In those days, it was believed that crossing the sea would make a Hindu lose their caste, so this rule hurt their religious sentiments. Now, the immediate trigger. The Enfield rifle. Its cartridges were rumored to be greased with cow and pig fat. Hindus considered the cow sacred, and Muslims considered the pig unclean. When sepoys refused to use these cartridges, they were punished. This lit the spark for the revolt.
Sir, why Bahadur Shah Zafar? He didn't have power, right?
On March 29, 1857, a sepoy named Mangal Pandey attacked a British officer at Barakpur. He was arrested and later hanged. Then on May 10th, sepoys in Meerut revolted, killed their officers, and marched to Delhi. They declared Bahadur Shah Zafar as the Emperor of Hindustan. Now let's see who led the revolt across different regions. In Delhi, it was Bahadur Shah Zafar and Bakht Khan. In Kanpur, Nana Sahib and Tantia Tope. In Jhansi, the brave Rani Lakshmibai. In Lucknow, Begum Hazrat Mahal. And in Ara, Kunwar Singh, who led the fight even at the age of 80. Each leader rose in their own way, driven by the same desire for freedom. Now, why did the revolt fail? There was no central leadership. Every region fought on its own. Communication was slow and uncoordinated. The revolt was limited to North and Central India. The South and Punjab remained quiet. The British had better weapons and military strategy. Also, some groups like the Sikhs, Rajputs, and Nizams supported the British.
Sir, was it only a Hindu-Muslim revolt?
Not at all. It was more than that. People from different castes, communities, and regions participated. But yes, its reach was limited, which hurt its success. The British responded quickly. They recaptured Delhi in September 1857. Bahadur Shah Zafar was captured and exiled to Rangoon, Burma. Key leaders were either killed in battle or executed. Rani Lakshmibai died fighting. Tantia Tope was captured and hanged. Kunwar Singh died from his wounds. Let's look at what changed after the revolt. The East India Company was abolished. India came under direct rule of the British Crown. A Secretary of State for India was appointed. The army was reorganized. British soldiers were given key positions. The British now avoided interfering in religious matters, but most importantly, it inspired the future nationalist movement. Different scholars have different interpretations of this revolt. British historians, just a military mutiny. Veer Savarkar, First War of Independence, RC. Majumdar, uncoordinated uprisings. Karl Marx, revolt against colonial economic exploitation. To conclude, the revolt of 1857 wasn't just a sepoy uprising. It was the first united expression of Indian anger against colonial rule. It failed, but it laid the emotional and political foundation for India's freedom struggle. Jai Hind.